From Baxter's 942 in the Highlands of Louisville, Kentucky, this is Shooting from the Lip. I am Erik McEwen, right across from me, Mr. Kevin Hale, and we have another very special guest, another
cool guest,
the South
End.
You know, there's a theme. There's
born and bred,
tonight.
and South End. Was Jennifer South End girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Staying with the South End, John Timothy Manor.
Manor.
You do, man. My bad.
As in Iroquois Manor.
Yes, exactly. Dixie.
As in Dixie.
Dixie, Iroquois South End.
Yeah. Dixie Manor still by the minutes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Dirty white boy over there.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing excellent. Doing good. Everything. I'm living my best life right now, I'd say. So.
That's good. You're never too old. You're never too young, right?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Eric, when in my actually, I think we met here. We
My sweetheart, Allison Bray.
Yeah, that's right. You were here. We met, and getting to know you and seeing you on Facebook and stuff. I'm thinking, God, this guy's got some stories. Got to have some stories.
Sure.
He's got an MMA background, modeling, acting, South End guy. I mean, it's.
We got the music too. Don't forget.
Music, yeah. And then we're going to talk about that because you and Derek Hibbon, one of my buddies.
Excellent guy. Yeah.
MMA thing was back in the 90s, right?
It started early. I grew up in Iroquois Projects, so coming in and out, I used to get jumped a lot by fellas, and I was actually got in the situation where I was bull ringed, books knocked out, guys coming in from different directions, sucker punching you. A guy I knew, he was an old white character that lived on Bicknell, and he hollered at me and he said, "Man, you need to fight back," And I was a young, scrawny punk, a little boy. He got me tuned in with a guy named Mike Glur, Kempo Karate off of Rockford Lane, and Mike was an old, fragile white guy, hippie, light, long hair. Taught me the ways, got me into the mix. I started fighting the Tough Man shows and got into the Wicks cage fighting when it started on Dixie Highway.
Wicks cage fighting.
If you can remember that far back.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So that's where I got my start in. And then I started training with Pedro Sire, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Got friends, Chad Michael, Cunningham, police officers, Alan Manganello, good guys that still play with Gracie. Got out of the fighting. It's a bad situation for me because I was coming towards the end of my career as far as my age. And
because what is the general lifespan, or with the MMA?
I mean, Horace Gracie, I think he fought in his 40 something. He was 40, but I mean, you can't do much.
No, you start getting okay.
But my past 3 fights, it was I trained for a guy, and all the way up to the very minute, it was a situation to where they backed out. So I'd go 6 months training for a fella. One guy tested positive for cocaine. One guy at the end of the before the fight started, he said his belly hurt. Well, of course it does, buddy. You're about to be locked in a cage with a fella. You know what I'm saying?
My belly hurt.
Yeah. So this is what I mean. It was like it ended in a almost a WWE ordeal because it was for a Evolution Fight League, and they gave me the microphone. And I come down.
Cut a promo on it.
I had the mic, and I was like, "Fuck all y'all."
You went WWE. You did go WWE.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sick of all this bullshit. If you're a fighter, you come to fight anybody. It doesn't matter what's going on. The same night when the guy that hurt his belly, they had another guy who had somebody back out fighting. He was like, "Well, we can put you in with Manor," and he's like, "Well, no, I don't want to fight." So.
My belly would have hurt too.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So at that night, I was just like, I'm done with this ordeal. It was almost a year and a half of training that I threw away to fight.
So so a year and a half of training. How many MMA fights did you have?
Total of 29.
Good God.
Yeah. 25 and 4.
So what you're saying that you trained for a year and a half for 3 different fights, and
Yeah,
they all backed out.
6 months apiece.
Yeah,
And
they all
at the end of the when it was go time.
Yeah.
And it was depressing, and it really put me in a bad. It put me in a bad spot as far as mentally, because I was in a time in my life where I used that. I was through my Gracie training and such. You get your breathing techniques. You use that to channel. So taking that away from me put me in. I got in a low position, and it hurt my relationship. It hurt.
Right.
It just hurt my life in general. So
you go from kicking ass to stepping in front of a camera, video, whatever.
Right.
So now we delve into the modeling, the acting.
Sure.
Take us there.
Sure. Okay. I first started doing modeling when I was younger. I did a Dixie Highway. There used to be a Bacon's.
Shively Center.
Yes,
Yeah.
Shively Center. There was a Bacon's there, and I did some catalog promo for them fellas. Laid off for a while, and as I was getting into the fighting, I was on a nice streak of wins. My face was going untouched. My nose has been broke 12 times.
Good God.
But
my belly's been hurt 12 times.
right on. So I was approached then by a sponsor. It was like, hey man, will you wear our fight gear, and why don't you go ahead and jump in front of the camera and take pictures as well. So I was basically known as the only cage fighter model here in Louisville, Kentucky, which gave me a little boost. And
Great gimmick.
yeah, I get some free stuff every now and then when I'm around here, Louisville. What I'm saying? But it went into that, and I got into the runway modeling, which I really enjoyed. It's like a George Jefferson, groove. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We'll have to. What was that, Eric?
Yeah, there it is. Exactly. But I really enjoyed the stage presence. I think it's my thing is just being in front of people. I enjoy entertaining, whether it's fighting or if it's looking handsome, wearing a Giovanni suit or.
Because MMA, you're kicking ass, but you are still doing it to, win over a crowd, entertain a crowd.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I was the White Rhino. I did a promo with Jason Bryant, who was known as the White Lion. I don't know if you know who he is. He's gotten into acting now as well, but he was a local guy. He was on 50 Most Crazy Moments. One time, he was fighting in Indiana, and a crowd member pulled him into the crowd when he was leaving the fight after he beat the guy up, and a big brawl broke out over it, and it made 50 most shocking or whatever. That's on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do we have any shocking moments on this show, Eric? Not yet, but
Not yet.
But we should encourage it.
Yeah,
because
I should have brought some bras or some
bras. We need a blooper reel too. Keep those.
We're working on
a
it.
Fluffer. There you go. All right. So you get the modeling, the acting.
Let me tell you about the acting. I was doing the modeling, and I was doing really well. Actually professional. So I don't shoot unless I get a check. There's a couple exceptions with friends that reach out to me because I like to help.
Are we having to pay him to show up here? I don't know if we could go.
Don't cash the check.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that. But I got into the modeling big time, and I was cashing checks, which was real great. And of course, Antonio Pantoja, everybody knows.
Love him.
And one of my brothers.
This guy's dope, man.
The son of a bitch is too kind.
Yeah, he's great.
He's a beautiful soul.
Yeah.
Beautiful soul. I love him with all my heart. I'd shoot somebody for him, basically. So he comes to me and he's like, "You're perfect for." He was working for WDRB. He was like, "You're perfect for a couple commercials that I've got in mind," and man, it started from there. Me and him banged out 3. I did a John Jones, a Delta Direct Staffing, Louisville Halloween, Danger Run, some local, Shepherdsville Jewelry and Pawn. I actually franchised them guys, which was cool. They cut me a big check. I created a character called Rocky Redneck, and it just like pushed his sales 67%. And he was able to open up a store on Dixie Highway.
Really?
Yeah, just because everybody was coming in.
Rocky Redneck.
Rocky Redneck. Well,
Does Rocky Redneck have a certain voice? You know, give us a little sample of that.
My old lady used to come around the house.
That's the blooper. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Come around the house and.
Well, I was gonna get deep, but
No,
you know.
my old lady.
Yeah.
Wow.
my sweet baby.
I love it, man. That's great.
Yeah.
So, what else you got cooking?
Well, I did a pilot series for the crime drama. Hopefully, it's going to hit. It's going to be pitched to some major networks, and I'm actually in another one on the works.
So is that project local too, or is this where's this net? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That was out of state.
Okay.
It was out of state project. I've got one coming up with Charlie Wagner, who's writing. It's going to be in Chicago. Irish, which I'm Irish for Irish. Mm-hmm. I'll be playing Irish, brother of Myram Kingery. I don't know if y'all know Myram.
No, I know. Yeah.
Big Viking, some bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully he's going to be my little brother. But I'm really excited for that because the script, outstanding. Excellent writers. Got a big music project coming up.
Let's
that
talk
I'm
about that.
really excited about. Really excited. I've been doing music since I was a kid. From talent shows back at St. Simon and Jude, grade school I went to. One year we did a rock and roll song in 7th grade. In 8th grade we did a song. I think it was "Say No to Drugs" or something. Ironically, I ended up selling dope, when I was younger. But anyway.
Any outstanding awards?
I did, but I'm clear now.
No, clear.
That just happened too recently.
No.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very nice. But grew up writing music for fellas, and I ghost writing, and they would do the freestyle competitions and stuff. It was back when the essence of hip hop was, actual rap was going down.
Hold that thought, because you were telling me on Friday nights in the South End you would go make some cash doing
Yes,
your
sir.
own
Yes,
freestyle
sir.
thing.
Well, see, it started with a couple guys that would go at it each weekend.
Right.
And it was almost between them two.
Okay.
So
Where
a
was
friend
this
of-
at?
This was at Corvettes on Berry Boulevard.
Corvette.
Yeah, Corvettes, which is now Foxy Lady.
Foxy
Excellent
Lady.
strip club.
Yeah, excellent.
I recommend it.
It's classy.
Keep it local.
Yeah.
So I was ghostwriting for one of the guys there named Ron V. And a friend of mine named Jimmy Z was like, dude's winning,
Yeah.
He's taking your lyrics, your rhymes, and he's winning. He said, get the balls up, dude, and jump up there and, and get your money. So that's what I did. And it went on from there. I did a few cuts, had a major deal come upon me through Capitol Records, but it went real sour. It was back then. This was 1997. Yeah.
That was right before the really bad stuff happening.
Right. And it was there was 4 of us, and we called ourselves Dirty White Boys. I did a lot of the writing. 2 of the guys have passed on now that were in the crew. But we went in for negotiations, and the guy wanted to take a 2-album deal, and the first deal the first album would cover what I brought to him, because back then you didn't have a lot to work with. You had a Triton keyboard, you had a beat machine, if you had a good engineer, you was able to make a decent song. So we turned some songs into them, and everything sounded good, and started reading the full contract of it, and the second album, dude, could have turned us into like Backstreet Boys or something. And I grew up listening to Ice Cube and NWA, Jack. You know what I'm saying? Our stuff talked about.
You didn't want it that way.
No, I didn't want to. I didn't want to dance in sync. You know, with my buddy that I used to pack pistols with, and then
tell me why.
Right, exactly. You know, you're talking about some dudes that we used to hustle for our life just to stay alive.
He didn't want it that way, Eric.
No, we did not want it that way. So I lost friends over that just because they was hungry for money.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was for the best, and I put off for a long time now, and I've got a lot of the same music and the same songs. And what I've done is I've taken them and I've recreated them and I've refurbished them. And I've used Derek and his six string,
Derek Kevin.
12 strings, 6 strings. Tell
us about the project. Go ahead.
Well, the band is called Brothers Outlaw, and it's got a little mix. We're going to use Chuck Deering from in Paris. I don't know if you know Chuck.
The ever handsome Chuck Deering.
Yes.
He's a pretty boy.
St. Simon and Jude.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, another South End.
I've known him since I was a boy.
All these South End cats, man.
Yeah, he's going to come in. He's going to bang the bass for me, and it's going to have a little bit of everything. You're going to hear. You're going to feel like you're in the projects, and you might feel like you're in the country. It's going to have that swamp boogie. You know what I'm saying? It's going to have. It's going to have a ballads. It's going to have some hip hop.
Nice.
It's going to be. It's a lot of digital drum track.
Okay.
Played with Derek's guitar and Chuck's bass with my lyrics.
Nice. I like that.
A little bit of singing, a little bit of flowing. So yeah, it's got a little mixture.
I'm looking forward to that. That sounds that sounds great.
It's actually something new. I'm not going to diss everybody because I actually know a lot of local musicians, but I think they're all crap. And I think what me and Derek's going to bring is really going to set something straight. So. I know. Shut y'all's mouth with this. They're all crap.
Well, as my co-host is a very good local musician, I'll step up for him. He's a very good one.
I appreciate it. So,
actually, I don't know what band you're playing.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, let me know, please, because I want to hear you. I love new music, so I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Then a clothing line. You got. That's what I see right here. Look out for a new clothing line.
Yeah. We did a clothing line. It was War, W for white, A for anarchy, and then Rhino for R.
Okay.
It's kind of a lot of cool prints. They're actually hold weapons. T-shirts with leather gun straps. So it's kind of cool. I was gonna, if I had something to bring,
how'd you get into that?
Yeah.
I've always been an artist. I went to WKU for fine arts.
Cool.
I was a decent ball player back in the day.
Right.
So I went there for some fine arts. I was a good artist. I did a lot of painting and sketching, and I'm like dark stuff. I think one thing that draws me and Antonio together. We've shared a lot of stories, and from dark places, and our art comes from shadows as well. So
it's true.
What we did was took some of my sketches and put them on print, and it's almost like one of them is looks like an ammo shotgun shell ammo case, and on the back's got a print of a sawed-off shotgun, but it's not a real shotgun. It's a print, but it's got the war symbol on it. I'm really trying to push that because the jeans that we've got are really special too. We've got jeans that are holes cut in them, and behind them are like different colors, neon color patched holes. It's just a little different, and it's we're not going with like the super skinny jeans where you can read somebody's sperm count. Dudes be wearing them fucking pants.
That takes us out of the mix right here.
You walk out on the street, and you read a couple dudes' sperm counts. Man, it's fucking dudes.
They're out there, yeah. So back to you and Derek, the project with you and Derek, Chuck. When's that? What's the timetable on that?
Right now, Stephen Gold.
Yeah.
Stephen was just talking with Stephen and trying to get him to get a mix together for us. So Stephen's going to play with it.
Pretty talented.
Yeah,
kid.
Stephen's going. I love Stephen. He's a
good guy. No, he's
very
good.
sweet guy. But when he comes back around, I don't know if we'll shoot down that way.
Because he's in Nashville.
Now, yeah. We actually had dinner last night. So I don't know if we'll shoot down that way and record, or if we'll come up this way and go ahead and finish engineering and recording. Dusty Lee just opened up a studio.
Good. There's a name.
Yeah. Oh, Dusty Dust. Huh?
Yeah, he's a friend of the show. We love him.
We do love
But
Does he bring the porn stars?
Oh, we had that talk. I mean, that was one of the more.
Kelsey Monroe didn't show up.
He talked to her.
wasn't
He
here.
mentioned, but he was
call her?
mentioned.
Do y'all want to call her now? Get her on the show?
If she's ever in town, that might be an option for us. That would take it to another level. So.
Well, I've had my share of celebrities myself.
I'm sure.
I've tangoed with a chick that used to be on the show called The Hills in Laguna Beach, Kristen Cavallari, who was married to a football player that played for Chicago Bears.
Right.
Yeah, she come in town and we tangoed, and I was fortunate enough to make out with Jana Kramer. I don't know if you know who she is, a country singer.
Yeah.
Man, she's gorgeous. But she
Wow.
was in Incredible Days, and we was just kind of shit-faced. But it was just sort of like, hey, what's happening?
Incredible Dave.
Dave is incredible.
Yeah. Well, John, man, you got a lot of stuff that we can be looking out for. Where do we find you on social media? Where can we be finding all this new stuff you have?
Just come up on Instagram.
Okay.
I've got somebody that's working. I've got 2 pages now for the Facebook because the John Timothy Manor one is.
I noticed that. Yeah.
It's pretty full.
Right.
So I did a John Timothy one that uses people that I actually interact with, or not people that I've met as fans at fights or mine on gigs, or through all that. People that I actually socialize with. I've got one. But you can find me on John Timothy. If you're my friend, don't look me up. If you're not, you just follow me on the John Timothy Manor one.
You heard it.
You heard me. Yeah. But as far as the music goes, we'll be on Spotify. We're gonna push that on basically whatever we can.
Yeah.
Any type of Apple Music, iMusic, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, right on.
we're gonna run with 2 cuts and try and see what we can do with them 2 cuts. But
Good.
2 different style songs. So I'm hoping that the versatility of both of the songs can draw a good crowd. And plus, everybody knowing Derek and everybody knowing me around here, I think if we go to throw a couple shows or something, we can bring in a nice party.
I think it's safe to say, Eric, this is John Manor Part 1. Manor. Part 1. Based on everything he's into, there's going to be a recurring theme that we can.
If we only had more time.
Oh yeah, sure, guys.
Well, John, thank you so much, and check out John Manor on Instagram. Find him on Facebook with everything he's doing. A lot of good stuff coming up.
White Rhino War Clan, Dirty White Boys, Brothers Outlaw.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout for all those guys right now. And find us worldwide on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Check out John when he gets everything done on Spotify and Apple Music.
Yes, please. Look me up. Let me give one shout out to Will Ramsey over at Faith Forgotten Choppers, Steve Shepard, special effects artist. Check him out. Of course, Derek Kibben Photography.
Antonio
Pantoya if you need a movie or a video.
Yeah.
Me if you need a call girl.
Yeah. Or someone's ass whooped.
Definitely someone's ass whooped because I'm ready to put something on somebody.
Yeah.
Stay gay, stay golden. Don't stay gay. Stay golden.
Pony boy.
Yeah. Fat calf, we're coming for you.
All right, that has been John Manor. We are shooting from the lip. We'll be back momentarily.
All right, guys.
Good segue.